Greetings, everyone. This is Joanna from Heavenly Radiance and Universal Love Light, and we are going to be starting our new series. I'm always starting new things, and I'm so grateful to all of our followers and our listeners, and all of those that have been with me for so long, and from our radio shows, our very first incarnation from our radio shows and our blogs years ago. I'm constantly creating new, and you're always with me. Um, Even though the dates are never as they say, as I say they are, I have the greatest of intentions to put out things on a regular basis. But as you all know, we're all moving such tremendous times. And the process of awakening and ascension can take us on these spirals and these roller coasters. And time is what time is. And if you're here, it's perfect. Um, and we wanted to call this the sacred corner for all things sacred. My intention is to awaken humanity to its divine source creatorhood, the sacredness within, the source within, raising obviously the vibration, because that is our purity, that is our authenticity. And as we live in this way, we live our sacredness, we live our most universal divine essence, then we are living our fullest harmonic, authentic truth, which is the highest vibration that anyone can create in any one moment, living in that universal oneness through all that we are and all that we are offered as source. We live in infinite fields of source, benevolence, quantum energy. My teams have been motivating me to remember what I know about quantum theory and quantum relativity. This lifetime, I've never had an interest to study it, but these will be part of our activations and our DNA activations to remember our gifts within, to activate DNA and all that we are as multidimensional beings for levitation and bilocation and things, that we will be awakening our skills for our fifth dimensional frequencies. So I'll be bringing those forward too as I remember them and bring them online. But the sacred corner is for our communion, our sacred time with Source Creator, the Heavenly Councils, the Councils of Light, Galactic Federation, the Star Councils, Christ Collective, the Archangels, the Ascended Masters, Rainbow Masters of Light, and all of the Heavenly Councils, the Orders of Melchizedek, Brotherhoods and Sisterhoods of Light, Spirit, Source, Creator, however we define Source, God, that is, all particles within the quantum field that is a benevolent field of evolution, evolution found within all that we are. We're going to talk about the various aspects of all things Ascension that I've learned over the many, many years, the 3 books that I've written. We'll be coming out with more books. I don't know when. I don't know what the titles will be, because I have so many interests. If there was only enough time to do everything that I really wanted to do and create, I have so much creative energy and ideas. So many more books to be written. And this is why I think the videos and how we've been motivated to become more internal with our lives and with our sacred circles, so that we can remind ourselves of those creative sacredness that we've all been gifted with. And as we've written in our books, it's the Christic toolkit that we each come with, the beautiful Christed gifts that we come, the skills and the abilities, and our intuitive gifts, the imagination, which is from the divine mind, the divine sacred heart. We'll talk about the various aspects for those that are new, so that you may understand all that you are as a sacred being of light, why you're moving through what you're moving through, and how we can come forward as a divine universal being that we've always been meant to explore, express, and experience ourself as pure sacredness, as pure love, and why our world needs this so very innately, and what is the crucible and the foundation of all evolution. It is love. And we're building a human family tree right now, a new human family tree, the tree of life, that is so symbolic through all religions. And we're bringing that as the foundation of our universal human symbol. This tree of life that we are recreating and rewriting right now is with all religions and all sects and all aspects of humanity. And we're going to rebuild it and rewrite it within the foundation of love, within the foundation of unconditional compassion and acceptance and respect and honor of all life. And that is the symbolism of the tree of life that's been blessed to us from Creator, creation. And we can see that in the holographic perspective, Gaia is this tree of life for us. She has been blessed forward with the many gifts and the many crystalline grids and the energies that she has been changing every day for us. And our purpose is now to entangle in this sacredness. And so this is our sacred corner, and we open it up to you unconditionally in acceptance and love and honor of who you are as the blessed being of light, that you've come forward as a source creator being, to honor who you are in all things, in all ways, so that you may reverberate this sacred honor to all of your environments and open that highest potential for others to also do so. And creating that unconditional acceptance that it's okay if they don't, because each soul's path has their own unique journey, and it's not for any one person to judge, to sway, to drive in any other way but their own. They are divine sovereign beings and masters as you are. And to honor and respect all beings as sovereign, all beings as masters, and their souls' lessons will be their souls' journeys to sort out in their own unique way and come forward with their own unique gifts and strengths. The greatest thing that I've known, and this is what creates mastery, is that our guides guide us to the highest and the best always in the most loving and compassionate way. But it's within that soul journey that we learn who we truly are, our greatest inner strengths through our greatest challenges, the roles and the experiences that we've signed on for were for the divine purpose, so that we can dig within who we are and pull out those light strengths. Because through every dark challenge, through every dark experience, we call it dark and define it as dark. As you all know that listen to us, we like to move away from definitions because they limit us in so many ways. It's just the words we have. But everything that we move through experientially, whether it's from an Akashic timeline, another planetary life timeline on Earth, or whether it's this lifetime, we go through those psychic experiences so that we can pull from within us the light and the truth of who we are as sacred universal beings. We're infinite. We're divine source beings, body, mind, heart, and spirit. And that allows us those four aspects and attributes of who we are as universal, infinite potentiality to create a new now. So that's what we wanted to come forward with today in the first beginning, sacred corner teaching, if you will, an offering of who you already are. We're only bringing forward these as the inner knowings of what you already are. And remembrances. It's not something new. These are the aspects of who we've been created and born as, and we've chosen to come forward in this time so that we can become this full aspect of who we are, the lotus flower, the butterfly, whatever symbolism we want to use, as the unfurling of your innate universal truth, which is pure love. The highest truth that each and every one of us can experience, explore, and express is love. That is the universal truth, that all things are love. Everything that does not appear to be love or is experienced not as love, in that alignment of pure unconditional love, is what we've come here to transcend. Those are our biggest, deepest, widest, grandest lessons. They usually allow us to create our greatest strength. And so within the universe, the omnipresent, in this particular galaxy or planet, if you will, because it's different in all holographic experiences, this one experience allows us to experience the polarity and the duality of all that we co-create. So whatever is before us, we have that equal and opposite. And that's just these universal laws within this planetary experience. So if we have that experience in our daily life that is frustrating, fearful, damaging, whatever it might be, again, definitions don't matter because each and every one is different, then we have that equal experience to create the now new moment. And in this now moment, we have a new reality to create, regardless of what has happened, not allowing the past to define you, allowing the past to be the experiences of that ladder that you step upon to allow yourself to be the highest and best and most profound, authentic, sacred version of you. Creating, and that's what takes mastery, is because most often than not, many people walk around continuing the same emotional, mental, etheric, and physical experiences from their past, not stepping outside of this new experience. And we like to explain everything within the infinity symbol of harmonizing new beginnings, because it's a constant. 24/7, we're harmonizing a new version of us. This is evolution. And the center point of the infinity is where we create that we slow down time, we stop time, and we create that higher choice. This is what I want to create. And you're fanning off into a new reality experience. This is where you choose to go. This is where we've just been, if we say it in linear, but it's all now. And through the cycle of time, which is a spiral, we're allowing ourselves to experience from choices that we've already created for ourselves. It's all now again, but we're just using the words we have and how most are still moving through their experience of linear time, past, present, future. However, everything is now through a spiral. And through that spiral, we are the infinity to create new harmonizations of higher frequency moments, new higher versions of us. And we do that by allowing ourselves to master our emotions and our feelings and our experiences and all that we are, to create a new now expanded version of the soul, because the soul's purpose is to evolve and expand. The soul just wants to grow. The soul just wants to explore and express and experience love. And this human body is completely it's not customized, if you will, for unconditional love, because we've come from eons of experience, eons of lifetimes that shape us. We remember them psychically, and they're in our psyche template. They're in the vibrational fields. They're in the, the collective field right now. It's filled with worry and fear, which has been overblown, over traumatized and dramatized. And so there's all of these energies that are playing a part of who we choose to be in this now moment and to create anew. And so it's up to us as masters to truly say, okay, well, what's important for me? And why we talk so much about self-care. Because that self-care allows you to master the multidimensional bodies. Through that infinity, to say, well, who am I right now? What do I want to create for myself today? I want to create a 5D consciousness home. I get to choose. I choose every moment that I create my home. I create my body. I create my health. I create my wellness. I create the foods that are going to feed and nourish my body that's living sacredly. Honor the physical body as sacred. Honor the mental body, how the mental body speaks with you and honors you. And the emotional body, how the emotional body feels throughout the day. Honoring it and doing the daily self-check-in, daily self-care. And also with the children and those in your home. Because if you allow yourself to walk as that example, then others will take that on if they so choose. To also know that, wow, there's a difference. I see a difference in you. You're caring and honoring who you are, and you're walking with your, owning your strength and your power. Not letting the little things bother you anymore. And all of those experiences of nurturing the sacred self, all that you are, you then can begin to see the alchemy that occurs at the heart level. And that's the other dynamic of the multidimensional self. There's the physical, mental, emotional, etheric, as well as the other bodies. That's the multidimensional allness that you are. Owning it, daily self-care, nurturing it, creating that sacred experience of you every moment, allows you to create sacred choices, living in a higher vibrational truth. That truth of who you are. You're a universal being. All planets, all worlds, all experiences, infinite, in total control of your health and your wellness and your psychic and your psyche and the mental, and all of that is you. You're in charge of it. And then there's those aspects where we look at the grander scale of it, your body, your mind, your heart, and your soul. Your soul is all. Your soul is all, and it exists with you. And every moment, you can allow absolute control and surrender to your soul. Your soul is incorporated of all selves that you've ever been in the highest capacity. Those that have come forward to be with you and guide you, your guides, your higher self. And your soul is all aspects of you in the highest potentiality that you can be to come and live this now moment in the frequency of your highest potential. And so to call your soul forward to live with you in all moments. This is your sacredness. And you can hear those psychic intuitive alignments. My body's clearing energy held and out. I'm calling them forward, clearing out the density. And the body and the mind, the heart and the soul is what we use to alchemically shift. So once you know about the multidimensional bodies, you can kind of see how and why things happen the way they do, because it's getting you to wake up. You're more than what you thought a moment ago. Some of it might be mind-boggling. Some of it might be a bit hard to grasp and understand. But as you allow yourself to soften into, not have to figure it out with the mind, but just soften into your allness and allow it to come forward and live with you, then you begin to honor the sacredness of who you are, and gratitude and appreciation for all that you are. And begin to see the meaning and the higher meaning, the higher interpretation for why you move through what you do, why you create what you do, why you create the symbolisms and the synchronicities that you and Source create together. Remember, the benevolent field you live in can create and show you in any way. And it's all dependent on what your core vibration is. So if your core vibration is fear, you're going to create synchronicities that show you that fear. Living as a master and a sacred being, you then live from this point of sacredness. You create sacred synchronicity and a sacred reality that mirrors to you. Your reality is all of your vibration from within. We create self-care and sacred interpretation and sacred nurturing so that you can create a reality that actually serves you. Releasing that third dimensional, fourth dimensional experience where you just seem like you're spinning your wheel to catch up, or living in fear. And so allowing and accepting yourself as sacred, allowing and accepting yourself that you are mind, your body, your heart, and your soul. And we call heart, the sacred trinity has always been within our sacred texts, which means mind, body, and spirit. But we're taking it a step further, and we're creating the experience of the heart, because in all of my ascension work, everything that's ever changed and been transmuted has been through the heart, which is also the soul. And that soul and that spirit, or mind, body, spirit, is also the spirit, is also the soul. But in ancient texts, that's not how it was described. It was just called spirit. But we are calling it and expanding upon it because humanity right now is being ever more brought into attention, living from that heart space, and the mindfulness, which is heartfulness, is allowing that presence of the amalgamation of the higher mind, not the lower mind. The lower mind sits in fear because it's ego, and that ego is used to only survival, fight or flight. So if you're living from that higher mind perspective, the higher self, the higher mind, then there's more options for you within your daily moment for moment movement. Instead of living from that lower mind, you surrender to the heart and the soul. That higher self then is the higher mind and says, well, there are spiritual responses, sacred responses, not just fight or flight. Fight or flight keeps you in that lower vibrational experience. That's why it's called the lower mind, because it's operating only from the ego perspective, not from the higher mind perspective, which is heart. Heartfulness, mindfulness as one, harmony. So understanding all that you are as a multidimensional being might seem like a lot, but if you're only opening and just practicing it within a few days, you'll feel absolutely the difference within moments. You'll feel it shift alchemy, and that's from the heart. Everything that we shift vibrationally, physically, mentally, and emotionally is from the heart. That's the portal to all that is. We put out some videos about self-love, because your heartfelt intention is your communion and your connection with Source, Creator, all that is, the benevolent fields. This is where the activation occurs. The purity of your heart to change whatever it might be. And why I've come forward is that the teacher and the Ascension teacher that I've come to be is because of the many lifetimes that I can remember, part of the gifts that I've come with, the Akashic timelines that I can see and feel and understand how I can put it into a human perspective and bring it forward in a higher vibrational way so that we can see and feel our way into navigating such tremendous change, energies of change. And we allow ourselves this beautiful sacred portal and the sacred walkway, the yellow brick road, if you will, is that sacred walkway that we create with Source. Every moment is sacred, every moment is miraculous. We align with that in our center. Why we have the chakra systems, more than 7, far more than 7. We have the chakra systems all over our bodies, and I often talk about them in our classes and in our books, using the hands as the healing tools that we are, and how to create those tools for co-creating a 5D consciousness body and home. You put your world together every morning. We say morning, but it's every moment because that's when we wake up. We're harmonizing through our dreams. We're co-creating in our dreams. We're astral traveling in our dreams. We're bringing information down so that in our mornings we wake up and we say, wow, I just get that. That's being in tune to your higher self. When I go to bed at night, I ask my teams for the highest and the best wisdom so that I'm working on it at nighttime so that when I wake up, I'm getting those answers when I awake. It's a 24/7 harmonization through the infinity so that in every moment you create a new now with Source, a new evolutionary potential. You're becoming, which we've always been, the perfection of your sacredness. We're remembering it, and we're releasing all of the old paradigm of the lower mind belief systems, perspectives, attitudes, anything that we picked up from our collective society, lineage, and our soul's themes that we've come to work on. Our soul carries a blueprint, and that blueprint changes all the time based on our moment for moment choice. So if we're moving through our moment for moment choice in the highest potential that we can through integrity and that pure will to live our highest and our best, most sacred essence with Source, we are Source creators. We are absolutely 100% with Source every moment. And if we tune in and live from this way, then we're alchemically shifting and changing our entire reality through all that we are by owning who we are. When things arise throughout your day and you're going through fear or worry, have that self-care and that self-love to sort it out. What am I feeling? That's healing the emotional body, healing the psyche. What am I feeling? Why did that make me feel that way? Well, I felt unsafe. It might not only be attached to this lifetime, but all others. So as you sort it out, allow yourself to feel it. Release the stories, just to go to the emotion. Allow yourself to feel it. Say, well, I don't need to feel it anymore because I know I'm eternal. I know I'm infinite with source. That's why knowing your authentic sacred truth is so important. If you don't know it, then you're constantly moving in that spiral. Why did it happen? Not knowing that, well, you're an infinite being, you can choose new now. You can choose that new spiritual experience as opposed to fight or flight. So knowing who you are is so profound. That knowing who you are in every now moment now creates, now creates, now creates. You get to choose. That new now moment creates a whole new reality. And that is the moment for moment reality. You're an ever moment flowing of creation with source. So how do you want to choose? Vibrating on the frequencies of fear and worry, past experiences, or stepping up to say, well, now I can choose new. And that mindfulness allows you to just observe. That's how you get to that higher self perspective, by observing a lot and saying, well, where am I reacting? Where am I not reacting? Where am I being triggered? And how come I'm being triggered? What's that triggering me? Is it my impatience? Is it my fear? Sort out the feelings and own them. Say, well, okay, I don't have to choose that anymore because I can choose this. That's where your true self-empowerment comes from. That's that solar plexus. Because you're choosing new truths. Those new truths get embedded into the chakras as higher truths, and you start operating and oscillating at a higher vibration, that light quotient. That's what creates that light body. And so, dear ones, thank you for being with us for this first initial sacred corner. The introduction of who you are as source, that every now moment creates. That you are an eternal, infinite being of holy light, and right now creates new, right now creates new. You have the heavens and the angels and the guides with you for your highest and your best, always in every moment. Allowing your body, mind, heart, and spirit to be alchemic machine of sacredness that creates your new now reality. And go forth and create. Go forth and create all that you are as sacred. Namaste.